Hello everyone, FunshionX here. Welcome back to Crash Landing, map pack on the Feed the Beast launcher created by Iskandar. We are here in a server 1.1.2, and today we are going to automate some seeds. We should have done this a long time. I came up with a really cool build, so even this is something we don't really need right now, I think since I pretty much finished the map until Iskandar adds more stuff, I'm just going to go with some like really cool builds, you know, either really cool automation or really grand stuff. I don't know. One of the things I did want to do is create a system to automate seeds. So come down here and you can see I've dug up a huge room underneath my pneumatic craft area and under the road. And here's where we're going to do all our seeds. And I'm going to do actually one per each seed. This way what I can do is I can have a SFM system on conditionals saying how many seeds do I have, or how much plastic do I have, and if I don't have enough, then let's craft some more, and we can automate it completely that way. So I still need to put a floor in this room, but I did get a ceiling and walls. I've got everything set up here. One thing I was trying to do is I was trying to use this SFM system over here to take some bone meal, or to take some bones, craft it into bone meal, and stick it into this better barrel right here, and then have this one pull out the bone meal to use on the seeds. The cables didn't cross over at all, so no inventory cable was touching any other inventory cable between the two systems, but they were both touching the better barrel, this system from the bottom and this other system from the back. Crash the server periodically. So I think there's something to do with having two SFM systems interact with the same inventory. Not good. And I don't just want to put all of this system into this one because it's already quite overloaded. And I think there's a limit on how many SFM blocks of whatever you can have in there. So I want a whole new system. So at this point, I'm going to have to manually reload the bone meal. But that's not going to be that bad. Maybe at some other point I will get some, bring my AE system over here and get that thing. I did want to show this works, so this is a Camelback Durability 2. Let's put it on. I should eat it pretty quick because I'm really thirsty. It's going to take it, fill it up, give it back to me. Nice! That all works great. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to make a super simple system. It's going to use 3 blocks. Well, plus a dirt block. So technically 4. But here's how it's going to work. First, we're going to need the dispenser. That's going to dispense the bone meal. I don't know how to a way to get around not using SSM for that. Okay. But we're going to use these advanced cable clusters to really make this awesome. So let's come back here. And what we're going to need is we're going to need some way to both access the inventory of the dispenser and give it a redstone signal. Well, we know that an advanced cable cluster can act as an inventory cable. And then if we mix it with a redstone cluster, we'll get the advanced cable cluster with a redstone emitter. And we can just hang that right here. It's great. Okay. Then the next thing we want to do is we're going to need a way to detect if a block, if a seed that's planted here grows. So let's take this one and add a block detector. There we go. We're also going to need a way to toss a seed on the ground. So let's add a item valve. And we're also going to finally need a way to break the seed. For that we use the block gate. And there we go. Cool, right? And that one can go right here. Alright, so those 3 blocks are really all you need to automate seeds. I was amazed, but I did this in Test World, it worked. I've already got some cable running under the ground here to get all those better barrels in there, which is going to store the seeds. So I can also just take a little bit of cable and run it right up there, and that has connected the whole system to over there. So I think we're good there. Now we have to program this thing. This is going to be fun. Basically what we need to do is we need to first get some bone meal. Or, well, if we have dirt here, we need to throw a seed on top of it. I guess that's the first thing we want to do. If we do have a seed there, we want to bone meal it, and then bone meal it again. Technically 2. Sometimes it actually takes 3 times to get it fully grown. And then the last thing we want to do is break it once it's fully grown. So let's go do those 3 things. We're going to do a trigger, and Lance Strider in one of his systems did a bunch of testing on this, and he found that the 3-second interval was pretty good. You basically have to toss a seed on the ground and wait until it plants itself, and 3 seconds is like the maximum. You don't ever want to accidentally throw 2 seeds out, so we're always going to wait at least 3 seconds. So this system's not going to be super fast, but it's going to be running all the time automated, so it doesn't matter. All right, so we have a 3-second trigger. Now we're going to do a conditional. Now this conditional, we need to detect if we have a seed on the ground or not. So all we need to do is go to the block gate, and the block gate can actually detect items around it, either on the ground or growing or any of these, that kind of thing. So we take the block gate, and we're going to target, the block gate is going to always target the south direction. Alright, so target south, activate. And we're going to ask it and see if it has any seeds. And we're going to just go, we can select the squid, and then as long as we make this fuzzy, then it's good. And we don't have to specify an amount, because we're just saying, do you have any seeds from Pneumaticraft in front of you on the south side? Now, let's just test that. So let's get an emitter. And I'm just going to put that here. And right now we know it's false because there's nothing there. So let's do an emitter. Let's select that emitter. This is part of the advanced cable cluster, right? We can do it on, again, the north side or the south side, because that's the side the dispenser is on. Weak power is fine because it's only traveling 1 block. Output is a fixed signal of 15 for a pulse of half a second. Okay, so if we connect that, we should see this guy pulsing and triggering the dispenser. You hear that? Every 3 seconds. Okay. Now if we put a seed down and it roots itself, that might be a little bit tricky here. There it goes. Now it should stop. No, it didn't stop. What are you doing? So we've got a problem here. I think we might need to right click on that for the block gate to work. Because I know the block gate you can configure which way it goes, but maybe let's break this and put it in this direction just so we know it's facing this way. And let's try that again. Maybe I just coded something wrong. I'm doing this from memory again. So inventories, block gate, target south, requires any seed. Emitter. That is south, right? Yeah. Okay, I don't hear it emitting anymore. Let's try this again. So as soon as we break it, it should emit. As soon as we plant the seed, it should detect it. And there we go. So it doesn't look like in the advanced cable cluster you're able to right click on and move that block gate node around. So you need to place it in the right direction so it'll face towards you when you place it. Okay, perfect. So we know that this conditional is working. And this is kind of how I build this stuff. So I'm going to teach you guys off this file because a lot of people want to go right to the end solution and have everything work, and it's really complicated to do that. Start with something very simple like this just to make sure that it's working the way you expect, because sometimes it doesn't. Right? Okay, so we'll take this off. And now, if the condition is false, meaning we don't have a seed, we don't want to do an emitter. What we want to do is create an input, and we'll come right here. And this is going to go to that Java barrel and get a seed. Then we'll get an output. There we go. And then that will be it. The input, what we can do is we can just select all the barrels, right? Let's just go all the barrels. Oops, if I can spell it right. Select all. There we go. And target down, doesn't matter. Now items, all we have to do is whitelist. And which one are we working at? I think we're working with rain seeds. So let's find rain. There we go. Rain plant seeds, whitelisted. And on the output, I'm going to go to the item valve. And that one is going to be targeting, I think that, well, let's do south as well. I'm not sure if that works or not, if it was based on how it was placed or how we orientate it here in the code. And the items, we're going to whitelist, and we're going to do those rain seeds again. But this time we want to right click and say only allow one, just grab one. Actually, no, let's not do it there. Delete that. Let's just do a blacklist. Let's do specify right here. Will need to be one. Okay. So put that there, that there, and it should throw out a rain seed if we get this and put it in there. There it goes. It threw it at us. Okay. So next thing I want to do is put some, temporarily we'll put some stone here just so that doesn't happen. Let's go around again. And you can see we can actually put it in here. It'll grab it. See, it grabbed it. No, I want it back. There we go. But we're going to put it here and lock it real quick. So there's the rain seeds. We'll always go into that one. And that's going to be crucial later. Okay, cool. Now one thing I want to do is we want to use variables this time. So if we add stuff or move stuff around, it's going to be a lot easier. So go into your variables. Where are they? They're down here. There we go. Nope, not a container variable. Don't need that. Why can't I find them? I know they're somewhere. Is it in sign up there, camouflage, group node? Oh, it is a container variable. Okay, that's right. If we go over here and put this container, let's call this variable barrels, or let's call it Java. Java's more fun. Variable is going to be a white variable. The container types, if I could click on it, is going to be only inventory types. Okay, and the containers themselves are going to be all of the Java barrels. They're not called Java barrels, are they? So just select all the Java barrels, and the connections is a declaration. That's fine. Okay, so now we can use this variable whenever we need to. So we can say in this input, inventories is not all the Java barrels, but instead we click on the V and we click Java. Now that's the same thing. But now if we go in and add a barrel, we don't have to find every single place we use barrels. We can just go into this guy and just add him to the containers. And and then everything will be good. You like that? All right, so I didn't use variables before. I should have. Here's one of the main reasons why. Okay, so we got the planting part done. Now we need the bone milling. Condition is going to be true, so there is a seed plant in there. And now we need to go, let's do another conditional, just so this thing doesn't run when we don't want it to. Put it right there. Ooh, that was a big boom. All right, this conditional is going to go to the Java barrel that's right here, which is 53,525. So we could do another variable. Why don't we do that? Then we can change it easier. We go there and we're going to say the variable is now the orange variable. And we're going to call it bone meal. Okay. Container types, again, just the inventory types. Containers. Here's the barrel. Remember, we wanted 53,525, one block away. Perfect. All right, so now we can use that variable. Now we don't have to hunt and peck. Whenever we need to find a specific barrel, we know that we just go to the bone meal variable. So condition, inventory, variables, bone meal. Target doesn't matter. Items requires any bone meal, just to make sure it has it. If it doesn't have it, we don't want to do this. Okay? Cool. Let's do our little thing again. We should get this guy going off because we do have bone meal. Yep, okay, cool. I'm going to lock that there. If I take this all out... Huh. I'm wondering... if SFM doesn't really work with Java barrels very well. What if I unlock it? Why can't I unlock it? Okay, so if you've locked it, it thinks it has one in there. Interesting. Okay. Well, we just won't lock it. Now it should click again. Okay, perfect. We found out a new thing about Java barrels. All right, take the submitter off. So if we don't have any bone meal, do nothing. And I'll rename all this stuff better. And the last thing we'll do is an input. If it's true, we're going to go to that. Let's go to the variables. Let's use it. Bone meal barrel. Items, whitelist, bone meal. Actually, there's only anything in there, so we can actually just blacklist it. And then we will go ahead and do an output. Right, like that. And the output is going to be the item valve. Target doesn't matter. Items we will whitelist. No, not the item valve. We want the dispenser. That's the one that throws the bone meal. Item valve would just throw the bone meal on the ground. We wanted actually a dispenser to use it. Item valve acts like a dropper from vanilla. Okay, so dispenser, target, doesn't matter. Whitelist, we'll do bone meal here, and only for the reason of saying we only want one. So the input will pull out as much as the output needs, which is one bone meal. Okay, I think that's right. So let's hook up this to this. And we, oh, come on. We should see one bone meal being loaded in the dispenser. Cool. And now all we have to do is hook it up to the emitter, and it should start bone milling every 3 seconds. And if it breaks, plants again, bone meal, bone meal. All right. So now we're kind of wasting it, so we need to go stop this because we don't have the stuff in that destroys or that sucks it in. So can I need to grab that stuff. I need a vacuum mode. Thank you. Okay, so the last thing we need to do is create another trigger, because this one can work. We want it to work on a block update. So instead of doing an interval, go to the connections and say block update detector, and that kind of changes the look. On the update detector, there's only one right now to detect from. There's going to be a lot more once I add all the other seeds in. The interval is fine at 1 second, because this one's going every 3, so it should detect it before this guy bone meals again. The update sides, if we look at that, that's going to be south. So we only want to check seeds on the south. And that's going to be key because I'm going to have a block updater here and here and here. And if this one detects north and south, it would not know which one grew. So only detect the south. And then we will do update block. And this is a value that, again, Landstrider figured out. 13 is a is a Pneumaticraft seed that it's grown to maturity, but hasn't gotten to the point where it's like going to do its special thing. So basically, you bone mill it twice, it should get to 13. Every once in a while, it only gets to 12. I mean, it's going to have to use a third bone mill to get to 13, but it guarantees you 2 seeds every time you break it. So we're going to use 2 to 3 bone meal to get 2 seed, to get the seed we put down plus an extra seed. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay. And that's it. And now all we have to do is trigger off the high signal. So whenever the block up detector says, oh, we got a block update, this thing has grown to level 13, then we do an input, and we do an output. Okay, and the input is going to be from the block gate. The item valve could do an input only if it was on the ground, but this thing has grown, so we have to use the block gate to destroy it. So it's going to break the seed and grab it in as the input, and we don't need to do anything with this. But we do need, on the output, we're going to say go to the inventories, go to the Java barrels, and that's it. Now, right now this is not going to work because all the Java barrels aren't locked. But once I lock them all, it should work. So let's go ahead and throw these in there. Should plant it. There it goes. Oh, we need to turn on the bone meal again. It's going to bone meal it. And it should break it. What do we get? Oh, we only got to 12. So now it's at 13. Breaks it and puts it in there. Nope, put it in that one because that was the closest. That's fine. And got up to 13, so that one should break. There we go. It's doing it. Okay, so all I need to do now is lock these to be empty until I'm ready to use them. Okay, and then break that. I need empty fist, please. There we go. And now that system is completely automated, guys. 3 blocks, a couple SFM cables, you know, but anyway, there's only 3 main things doing anything. 2 advanced cable clusters and a dispenser. Completely automated. Whoa, that one only got to 11 after 3 bone meal. There it goes, 13. Break. What the heck is it doing? Stop. What did you do? Bone meal wants to 5 up to 6, 11, 13. Okay, something's wrong with that. Maybe this is one of them that doesn't need to be bone meal as much. I think 5. Interesting. Alright guys, I'm back. I've done as much testing as I could with it to try to figure out this issue with the multiple metadata values. Here you could see this is the normal seeds have a metadata of 4, and these ones have a meta of 20. When I put these into a barrel, they or dictionary back to the 4. But if SFM tries to put them in the barrel, it says, nope, can't do it because it's different meta, not going to work. So I had to use a chest, which is a bummer because I was hoping to display, you know, how many seeds we had of all this, and I don't know, maybe there's a way. No, I just don't think I can because there's no way to like craft them or change their meta really, which is just a bummer. But guys, I think we're going to end the episode there. This is automated Metacraft seed generation with 3 blocks technically. Now I can just put a bunch more dispensers and a bunch more of the advanced cable clusters configured correctly, and I can just automate this out as many seeds as I need. You see I've got this water block here to do a squid seeds and this one for fire seeds. And yeah, got this nice setup, which is really cool. I'll put the glass back so it's you can't stand here and steal the seeds. But it's working. It's going through bone meal like crazy, but we're getting automated seeds now. I think we've used like 3 stacks of bone meal since I've been here. And I might need to get some way to just turn this off with like a lever, but really the easiest way is just stop that. And it won't go. Or I guess the other way I was going to do is, you know, depending on how many seeds. So if I have less than a certain number of seeds, then do whatever. Put any comments, questions, or concerns down in the comments below, and if you think of a nifty way to deal with this multi-metadata issue with SFM, I'd appreciate it. And I'll go ahead and build out the rest of the room and show that off next episode. Please post comments on what you'd like to see me build, and I'll try and get to it. In the meantime, I'm going to be doing a lot of Material Energy Cubed, because those are just, it's fun and it's easy to produce those episodes. This here took me all night, probably like 5 hours to make this episode, so definitely I can't do those every night, and you guys want daily content, so that's the reason you're getting Material Energy Cubed and not as much Crash Landing as you'd hope for, right? Anyway, I will see you guys next time. Function X, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button.